Today is the fourth candle of Hanukkah, Chaf Zayin Kislev, and as Hashem we finished learning all the laws of Hanukkah, and anyone who wants to review, you can go on our YouTube or on our website at Emunah channel under Rav Yishai Halacha, Daily Halacha, and you can see all the halachas, a series of about 10 classes, about 10 classes, and you could review. And we're continuing now with the laws that we were up to before we started learning the laws of Hanukkah, which is the laws of Kriyat Shema. We'll start from the beginning of the laws of Kriyat Shema. Even though we did it before, we'll review. We're talking about Torah, Halacha, Siman, Nunchet, 58, Halacha Aleph. Okay, the laws of Kriyat Shema and the blessings of Kriyat Shema. It says in the Shulchan Orach, Zman Kriyat Shema, ששחרית, מי שיראה את חברו, הרגיל עמו קצת בריחוק 4 אמות ויכירנו. The time of Kriyat Shema of the morning is when he sees his friend that he's used to seeing him a little bit. He doesn't know him very well. In the distance of about 2 meters away, and he'll recognize him. That's the time that you could begin saying Kriyat Shema. So today, since we said that since there's electricity, we live in cities, we don't live in complete darkness at night, so we can't really tell when is that time. We don't go by that. So what do we go by? We go by the time that Chazal put for us, our sages put for us in times. It's called Alot HaShachar. From the time of Alot HaShachar, okay, you could start saying Kriyat Shema. Okay, when is Alot HaShachar? There's 2 times for Alot HaShachar. It's either 72 minutes before the nates, before the sunrise, the beginning of the sunrise, when the sun begins coming up, or some say 91 minutes. Okay? That's the beginning. That's called Alot HaShachar. And how long could you say Kriyat Shema in the morning? V'nimshach zmana ad sof 3 sha'ot she'urvi hayom. And the time, it goes on up to 3 hours of the beginning of the day. What's 3 hours? 3 hours is not 60 minutes hours. So we explained that you take the day from Alot HaShachar until Tzeit HaKochavim, that's according to one shita, the main shita. Yeah, you take the whole day, the whole hours of that day, and you break those hours into 12. And each part is considered an hour. So 3 parts of that, after the nates, that's the beginning. I'm sorry, after Alot HaShachar, that's the beginning of the day. Okay? That's the beginning of the day. So, that's the beginning of the day. So in the winter, we have shorter hours. In the summer, we have longer hours. Because in the winter, there's less daylight. So you break, let's say, 9 hours into 12. It depends where you are in the world. Some places, 6 hours into 12. Some places, yeah. And in the summer, some places, let's say in Eretz Yisrael, it's about 14 hours of daylight. If you go to northern countries or very south, all the way south, like in Ushuaia, or yeah, very, very south, in Argentina, all the way in the south, or in Chile, there you have many, many hours of daylight. You could have 20 hours of daylight. I was in places like that. In Finland, for example, they have 20 hours or more of daylight. Yeah. So that's the time that halachically you have to read Kriyat Shema. If a person missed that time of reading Kriyat Shema, so then he could still say Kriyat Shema, but he missed that mitzvah. He cannot fix that. He could do tshuva and the next day try to get up earlier. Okay? You cannot fix that day Kriyat Shema. You can only do tshuva and continue on. And be happy and ask Hashem the next time to help him, that he will say in that time, but you should say Kriyat Shema. Why? There's an Indian to say Kriyat Shema. It's like, but he's getting mitzvah like he's reading a verse in the Torah. I learned last night from Rabbi Natan. He writes, we know that in Mariv, there's no limit for Mariv for how long you have to say Kriyat Shema. Kriyat Shema we say from when the stars come out until Alot HaShachar is Kriyat Shema of the night. We read Kriyat Shema twice. Once during the day, in the morning, and one the whole night. How come at night the mitzvah is all night. I could do the mitzvah. I have many hours I could keep this mitzvah of saying Kriyat Shema. And in the daytime, there's only a few hours in the morning, just 3 hours in the morning. Why is that? So Rabbi Natan explains a very deep thing. And I just learned this last night, so it fits in with the halacha here, so we'll say this, Rabbi Natan. He explains an incredible idea that Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad that we say is you're declaring the faith, that everything's Hashem. Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Right? We explained already what does Shema mean. Yeah, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Listen, Am Yisrael. Listen and understand with your heart. Listen. Yeah, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem is our God, meaning He's controlling everything. He was, He is, He will be, and He's controlling everything in the world. Hashem is one, meaning He's only good. There's no bad, really. Even things that looks like judgments, and there are judgments, the source of everything is good, is mercy. Okay? But when do we really need to declare this so strong? When do we need to declare this? When everything is going fine and beautiful, you have to declare it, but fine, you believe, it's fine, it's great. But like Avdol spoke today, like in the darkness, that's where you need to say it really strong. That's why at night, okay, and also in the morning, until when do we say Kriyat Shema? It's until the time that the the princes get up. It's 3 hours after. So there's still people sleeping until 3 hours after the beginning of the morning. So today in our days, people sleep up at night and sleeping during the day, but it's normal cases. Okay? So the time of darkness, that's when we declare Kriyat Shema. That's when we declare the faith in Hashem. That's why at night, the whole night, we have to declare the faith in Hashem. We have that mitzvah whole night, and in the morning until the time that people are already, everyone's up for sure. And also the other thing is that Rabbeinu says that to focus on serving Hashem is easier at night. Why? Today we can explain it very easy. There's vibrations. You know, heard of vibrations? You go into a house, anyone is a little bit sensitive. He goes into someone's family, immediately he senses, is everything okay here? If things are not okay here. You meet someone, you get stressed. Why am I getting stressed? Oh, that guy next to me, I don't know, something's wrong. I don't know what, I can't put my finger on it, but I feel it that something's wrong. It's called vibrations. So, and it exists. It's not, today they know it be'ofen madai. How do you say, in the laboratory, they detect it, yeah, they know exactly, right, they know exactly which vibrations, positive, and they did also with plants. They took hot water, they came to pour on the plant. The plant can't talk, but the plant shook in a certain way that it felt that it's going to be harmed. Yeah, I read this. So it's incredible. There's vibrations in the world, kitzel. It doesn't see, the plant doesn't have eyes to see, doesn't have ears to hear, right? Apparently it does. It has senses. And it doesn't. There's vibrations. It feels the vibrations. Vibrations it can feel. So, in the daytime, there's a lot of negative vibrations because everyone's in the world, many people in the world are busy running after things of this world. So it distracts a person from looking for the purpose in life. It's harder. But in the nighttime, people are usually sleeping, especially for the second half of the night, people are sleeping usually till the morning. That's the best time to search for Hashem. Why? Because people are sleeping, so there's less negative vibrations in the world. Most people are not around anymore, they're sleeping. That's why Rabbi Nachman says that it's better to do Yisbodedut also outside of the city. Why? There's less negative vibrations there. And a place where people never go, because if someone was there before and he had a negative thought, there's a vibration over there and it could affect me. It's harder for me to serve Hashem over there. So we know this idea of vibrations. So that's why at night, it's easier to declare the faith, because there's more positive, there's less negative vibrations that can create my positive vibrations. But in the daytime, up to 3 hours, people might be still sleeping, so I could still say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. I could still search for Hashem in that place. And later, you could try. Not so easy. It's harder. That's the depth of why Kriyat Shema in the daytime is up to 3 hours, the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema, and at night is the whole night. Okay, that's the inside of that. There's a mitzvah, especially a special mitzvah, to read Kriyat Shema right before Netzach Hama, right before sunrise. 2 minutes, 4 minutes before sunrise, let's say 5 minutes before sunrise to start Kriyat Shema. That's what I do more or less. I try to do like 5 minutes before, 5.5 minutes, and then you finish about 3 minutes later, 2.5 minutes later, and then you have enough time to say the bracha of Gal Yisrael, 2 minutes about, 2.5 minutes to get till the nates, and then immediately by the nates to stand and daven Shmona Esrei, which is the earliest time you can daven Shmona Esrei. The Chatchila is by Netzach Hama, when the sun rises. It's a special mitzvah. It's called Minag Vatikim. What's Vatikim? So it says here, some say it means students, meaning people sitting and learning, and some say is Anashim Anavim, people which are humble. So, okay, Rashi says this, people which are humble and they love the mitzvahs. You like the mitzvahs? Get up for nates. What's the big? Now nates is so late. Some people they can't even daven nates. They go and daven early before nates. Nates at 6:25 was today. Tomorrow 6:26 already. It's late. You could start shul at 6 o'clock. Many people daven at 6 anyways all year round. So now you can daven at 6 regularly and daven by nates. And it's a big mitzvah, and it says that someone who davens nates, he's promised that he won't be harmed that day. So you have a guarantee. Come on, get up. The best, I'm telling you, to get up early is the best. Best. Before night, to get up. You feel so accomplished. You feel that you did things. You're doing things. You sleep all day. You sleep in. It's life. Forget about Judaism. I'm talking about it personally. In a personal way, a person in his life. You get up early. He goes and he does things. Why do I have to waste my time in sleeping? We'll be sleep later, afterwards. 6 feet under, we have plenty of time to sleep. Now we have to be awake, to live longer life, to do more things. So, B'zat Hashem, Yofi. Yeah, that was the... Yeah. That was the halachas of Kriyat Shema. From when do we start? So we'll review. We can start when? By Alot HaShachar. Okay, we say Kriyat Shema until 3 hours after, which is 3 hours relative to the day, that you take the whole day, you divide it into daylight, right? From Alot HaShachar till Tzedek Chavim, you divide that time into 12, and each part is considered an hour, and you take 3 of those parts after Alot HaShachar, that's the time. By the way, today in Eretz Yisrael, the time is around 8:15, I think, the time of the last time of the first Kriyat Shema. There's a second shita, for those who got up late, to go, it's about 40 minutes later, after 8:15, about 8:45, 10 to 9, something like that. So that will be halacha for today. So please join us tomorrow. We'll continue talking about halachas of Kriyat Shema. Thank you.